It is February, and that means that I am once again helping organize a Black History celebration. And I am excited and I love the opportunity to promote inclusivity, just as I am when I talk about non traditional learners, just as I am when I talk about students from all sorts of cultural backgrounds. Now, I will say there have been times that I have been hesitant to take on a leadership role for these types of celebrations because I am not a person of color. But my determination to be inclusive for my minority students is such that I push past this hesitancy. When I am planning this type of event, it's important for me to recognize that I do have limitations and that I do seek help and feedback as I begin the organization process. But I also believe that I can't let this stop me, that I have an obligation first to my students and to my community, and that even while I may be nervous and may not feel like this might be the most natural leadership role for me to step into, that it can't always be the burden of the minority staff or the minority families to ensure that we are celebrating pieces of our history, because this is all our history. This is American history. It just happens to be that we are focusing on a smaller population, just as we might have a month about Native Americans. We're going to focus on specific contributions from that group, or we might do this with women's history and specific contributions from that subgroup. So again, we want to ensure that we are telling a rich, diverse tapestry of American history and taking those opportunities to celebrate it. And we can't just shy away from them just because we're not always super comfortable with our role within this. And this takes some bravery. So just a couple of days ago, I had sent the script that I was working on, which is about a woman named Carrie Williams and a lawyer named J.R. Clifford, who was the first African-American lawyer in West Virginia, and about their case that went through the West Virginia Supreme Court. And I had sent part of the script off to a colleague of mine to get her feedback. And she rightfully pointed out to me there could be more focus on the triumph and the achievement right from the very beginning of the script and less focus on struggles and challenges. And I thought this was really good feedback. This was important feedback because that's where we wanted our energy to be. This is what we wanted the students to marvel at, the bravery and the determination and the achievements of these two people, J.R. Clifford and Carrie Williams. The colleague who was able to give me feedback is a person of color and a descendant of African Americans. And of course, I value her feedback because she has that perspective. Just as I sat in 2 IEP meetings today and I value the feedback of the teachers who work one-on-one with those students and the parents who live with that child, having raised them from when they were infants. So we all have limited viewpoints and we shouldn't be ashamed to admit that, and we shouldn't be afraid to collaborate and get feedback and to acknowledge our limitations. This is why I believe the most inclusive schools are the most collaborative schools. A truly inclusive school is one that celebrates our huge variety of human experience, the otherness that we all bring, that we are a tapestry, a multifaceted, beautiful array of humanity that enriches each other by being a community that lifts each other up.